Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Answering the Bell with Stormybman, our Sunday morning call-in show for this Sunday, October 19th, 2025. This is number 181 in the series of call-ins as we move right in through the calendar year of 2025. And we have our Sunday morning topics of boxing mixed in with a little bit of spice of life. I hope that everybody is doing well and that you've risen in your right frame of mind this morning and that you continue to be blessed. We are going deeply into the calendar year, the fourth quarter, and we're starting to see the year shape up, and now we'll have to put together what we saw as the best of 2025. Fights of the year, coaches and trainers of the year, events of the year, upsets, fighters of the year. So we're going to be thinking about those things as we get ready to close out 2025. A lot of things are still uncertain because there's still some quality matchups on the horizon, as well as there's been some changes made to how the presentation of the sport through certain apps. They are lying to us once again, and I would really like to get into that conversation this morning because we're seeing some things that have been definitely on the side of being disingenuous to boxing supporters. So maybe we can even incorporate that into the conversation at some point this morning. So, welcome everybody. I'm going to take a quick moment out to get to the roll call, see who we got in the building this morning. I had forgotten to put it in the queue that there would be a show, but I will do the show unless I announce that I'm not. But I had just forgotten. I got so tired yesterday, got a lot of health issues going on, Stormybman does. But listen, I'm still a trooper, still going to try to get it done. Yeah. We got Stephen L. the Mac in the building early saying Sensei. Drew Titan LLC back with us saying up and at 'em. Yes, sir. Eric Jordan in the building saying Stormybman. Salute, Sensei. Jose Diaz is back saying good morning, Stormy, and salute to everybody in the chat. Yeah, Ratchet Since 91 is in the building as well saying salute, Stormy, in chat. And who else we got out there? You guys are greeting one another. Mr. Shelton is in the building. What's going on with you, Mr. Shelton? Jonathan Simon saying salute, OG Stormy. Blessings to you and the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button. That's right. Universal is out there saying salute, Sensei and chat. And Jordan is saying that I got a Cash App donation. Let's see what we got cooking here with Eric Jordan with the Cash App. Let's see what we got here. He said Layla Ali thought a master class on class. I'm having trouble reading that, Eric Jordan. Now I'm telling you, man, don't start me off with these doggone ebonics this morning, man, because I'm trying to read it. I'm reading it like you wrote it. Layla Ali thought a master class on class. Just you. Okay. Thank you very much, brother. And see me after class for some remedial studies. Yeah. Appreciate you. Tell you guys, man, don't be trying to type so fast that you can't put it on the page the way it should come out your mouth, man. You know what I mean? You get that stuff together, man. How you gonna send your lady a love letter and then you can't even spell her name? Huh? What's really going on? Enoch Bird is in the building saying, so sorry about your health issues. We all care about you. I appreciate your sentiments there, Enoch Bird. First time me seeing you right in the chat. But I can officially say they all don't care about Stormybman. That's why they be out there peeping through the blinds in the bushes, ready to steal crumbs off the plate, like, those things that run around in the night with those, look like they wear a mask on their face. Yeah, that's what they do, man. They be out there seeing what they could do, huh? Seeing what they could steal. Yep, that's what they be. Drew Titan cracking up over there. Hey, I don't mean to make you drop no weights or nothing, Drew. I know you already got stuff going on too, so I ain't trying to get you hurt in the gym, bro. Yeah, Mr. Shelton. There's a whole bunch of cousins and distant relatives that's in that photo right there. You could believe that. I'm going to tell you, huh? Some of them don't even want to acknowledge it's them. That ain't me. Hey, y'all remember when AJ called into BFTV's show a few years ago? And it was like, wait a minute. This sounds like AJ. Turn your camera on. Oh, my camera is broke, or whatever he said. My camera's broke. They said, man, He kept making comments. They say, look here, man, you sound like AJ. Just turn your camera on, man. It ain't me. That's what he said. It's Mark. It ain't me. Dude. We all just broke out into that Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids laughter, like just laughing and cracking up, man. That dude, then he left. Man, BF should stamp the number of that show so we could all go back to it from time to time just to laugh at that crap, bro. I mean, that fool gonna actually say, it ain't me. I tell you, man. Listen, Drew Titan says this all the time. All you got to do is let them talk. My goodness, man. That's some crazy stuff there, bro. That is some crazy stuff there. Rod Neal is in the building. What's going on with you, Rod? Good to see you, brother. Hope you well. And we also got Macada's Mac of the South in the building saying salute to the Grand Master. What's happening with you, bro? What's happening? I tell you though, if you've been around for a while, like some of us has, there is plenty of entertainment out here. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just wait. All you got to do is just wait, man. I be cracking up at some of this stuff, man. I be like, I can't believe it. I cannot believe what we see sometimes. It's like, man, is this like alternate reality or something? It's like these fools. They be out here doing stuff, saying stuff, man. See here. We got EJ back in the Cash App. He says, I'll take that F plus for the typo, Sensei. Now, I wasn't giving you an F plus on it, but I'm just like pointing out, man, that, you know, I know sometimes you want to get it, you know, published out real quick. Take your time, bro. I just started the show, you know. Now, after I done told you that and you keep on doing that, then that becomes F plus because something didn't register, huh? Or you weren't paying attention, because that's when I get you, huh? I don't just throw F pluses out there. I wait to see, and I do analysis and everything. And sometimes it's all about the psychosis, yeah. And some people don't realize that that's a part of the whole situation. Why you think so many people flunk out of school, bro? Or quit or run away from school? They are afraid to challenge their intellects, huh? Or maybe there's nothing to challenge. Yeah! Yeah. Stephen L. says the refs was trash. Well, two of them. What you watching, Stephen L.? I know I got this WBC semifinals on DAZN on my monitor in the background. You know, I got that on. I don't have audio on. I'm just glancing at the screen every once in a while, but it's something I could always go back to because by it being on the app, you know, get a chance to catch the replay or something. Yeah. Oh, you talking about the MVP card last night? Yeah. I was watching, man. I didn't even want to do a post-fight show because I'm like, you know what? These are a lot of lower grade fighters, but some of them were trying to, you know, do their thing. But we always got crappy officials, man. They don't want to. They don't want to change the pool of who they select, and it's going to be this way until they decide to do something like that. They need to start, shaking things up. Because when guys don't get jobs, that's when they're going to recognize, oh, I better clean my act up, But if you don't give them a reason to clean their act up, you're going to kind of get the same old crap over and over again. Let me see here. To eliminate some stuff here out of my queue. Jonathan Simpson out there laughing at something I said. Jose Diaz says, very good point. The only person that can stop yourself is yourself. Yeah. Eric Jordan says, word check on my phone be messing up my words, but I'll own up to my mistake. Yeah, that does. It gets me from time to time too when I'm trying to write in a chat and I go to press send and it done changed something that I had written into something that I had no intention of writing at all. I hate that, bro. I hate that. But that just goes to show that they monitoring us and everything. And, they'll get you to write something and then they be like, see, this was you. This was you right here. You said this. You'd be like, man, that ain't what I typed. And they, oh yeah, slip these metal bracelets on. You're coming with us. That's how they do stuff, man. And now with AI digitizing people's images and stuff, dude, they could frame you for doing damn near anything. They got Bruce Lee all over the place now. Bruce Lee is with Elvis and Tupac and Biggie. And I'm like, what the hell is really... Stop this foolishness, man. Who the hell is doing this stuff? Huh? And I'm going to tell you something about that. See, they could do that, right? So when they do something real, they could blame it on AI. Oh, that wasn't us. We didn't send those missiles in to that region or whatever. That was somebody with some, what they call them, drones. Really? Yeah, you gotta be careful, man. Stop putting everything online, huh? Like we do this content, that's what we do. I ain't putting all my, family and everything online and everything. They be like, oh yeah, this is all we needed was a screen capture of this. Now we can manipulate it. Now they got you, doing trafficking and everything. I'm like, wait a minute, what? That wasn't me. I never even left Illinois, I'm telling you, man, guys better wisen up. Better wisen up. It's gonna be a rough ride. Put your seatbelt on. Man, this ref let this guy get pounded into oblivion. Why do they do that? They be standing right there. They must be having money on the guy doing the pounding or something. Hit him really good. Make the knockout look great. This ref looked like he was scared to jump in there. He let this man get ferociously beaten down like he had stole the other dude's mother's purse or something. Man, this is ridiculous. I don't like to see that kind of stuff. When I watch boxing, man, I'm like, this ain't to the death, huh? Dudes in there getting pounded on like Apollo Creed was pounded by Drago. You know, people outside the ring saying, stop the fight. And the ref is sitting there smoking a cigarette. It's like, hit the ref like that, huh? Black Martial Arts Society, what's good with you, bro? See you out there. Good morning to you. And he gonna go over there and hold old boy hand up and everything like, yeah, good fight. No, man, they tried to let you kill me in there. Don't hold my hand up. Give me an ambulance. Shit. I'll tell you, man. Anyway, let's get on into the show. I want to tell you guys, listen. There's a reason that we need to pay closer attention to this dude right here, man. This Turkey al-Sheikh dude. You know what? He's starting to let that ass smell come from under that long dress-like shirt he be wearing, huh? Yeah, he ain't wiping himself too good, and I can smell it all the way over here in the shop. You told us that we weren't going to be paying for pay-per-view. This mark has, since the fight was announced, switched the Yard, Benavidez, Haney, Norman Jr. That's on pay-per-view now, y'all. Yeah. Pay-per-view. When it was announced it wasn't pay-per-view. Yeah. Now, $59 for US people. 24 something, 24 pounds if you're in the UK. Which is really the equivalent because the US and UK pounds and dollars is kind of like, you know, is the equivalent, whatever. Yeah. So, but not only that, check this out. The calendar year hasn't even ended yet. Now remember, he said this bullshit earlier in the year, right? The calendar year isn't over with, but they have all switched the whole ordeal that the Zone now is going to have a different package where you can have all of the pay-per-views included for a different rate. That right there, I got a problem with, y'all. Because this is like no integrity. Listen, you told us no more pay-per-view. Okay, that's fine. But before the year is out, you're putting events that were already set up and scheduled and everything. You done had press conferences. The men are training and whatnot. And now you're putting it on pay-per-view. You've changed it. And then the platform that people watch these fights on, you are changing the packages. So if someone wants to watch, I take it, a premium fighter, Dimitri Bivol, who happens to be undisputed, Terrence Bud Crawford, who happens to be undisputed, or some other fighters. I'm just using those two names, not excluding anybody. But the premium fighters of boxing, no matter who is your promoter, Queensberry, Golden Boy, Matchroom, Top Rank, Boxer, whatever. If you want to see those guys and they happen to have a premium fighter, then their fight will be over here for a nice little pay-per-view price now. When you've been watching the same dude for the past 3 years on the Zone, or, you know, whatever platform, Top Rank or whatever, before they got consolidated into the Zone. You see that shit? This slimy scumbag of a person right here, dude, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been waiting. I've been watching. This cuts it for me with him. Yeah. See, what he did was he did a consolidation to draw everybody under an umbrella because it's raining, huh? To keep them from getting wet. Now, some people were standing on the edge of the umbrella. That means you get a little damp, huh? But he said, hey, as long as you come up under here, we'll still find a way to make it happen for you. Like I said, we didn't even change the calendar year yet. In other words, he's doing that old Bob Arum shit. Oh, yesterday I was lying, but today I'm telling you the truth. See, it's time for somebody to say something, y'all. And I'm going to be quite frank when I say this. Some of these fighters, yeah, he has paid them royally. But it's time for them to royally speak up and say, hey, man, we don't like how you're doing the people, man. This ain't right. Because it's not. Everybody can't afford pay-per-view in an economy where we are being squeezed and stretched and pulled from one place to another or whatever. When I signed up for DAZN, I signed up to watch DAZN boxing and Matchroom and whomever else had their fights on that platform. I didn't sign up for some czar to dictate everything that came through there, and then now wants to put it out to people like, in order to see this, you have to pay extra. When we weren't paying extra before. It's straight bullshit, you guys. And more people need to say something about it. Because the power is in your support or lack of. Ask James Gunn. Yeah. Call lines is open. You guys want to talk about this? It's a hell of a subject to start the show off with. I'm telling you, this subject here can go the entire length of this show because I don't like what he did, you guys. I don't. And I keep it real 1000% of the time. Early on, I was saying, okay, he's doing some good stuff for the sport. Then there was some funny finagling movings, and I'm like, okay, I'm watching. Then he brought Dana White around. I'm like, uh-oh, okay. Now this. And notice they haven't advertised that. With all these fights on the zone. When I saw that Parker versus Wardley is going to be pay-per-view, I'm like, what is that? I say, oh, but that wasn't Turkey, right? That was Queensberry. $59. Then the news came out this week that Benavidez and Yard is now pay-per-view. I'm like, wait, ho. He said the Riyadh season events would not be pay-per-view. Did he not say that, people? Put a 1 in the chat. Shout out to Champside. If he said that, please, because I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. I don't think I am. What's really going on? I call BS on this, you guys. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen is even the smallest fights or whatever are going to get pushed toward pay-per-view. This is how they always done it. There are fighters who are not pay-per-view commanding fighters. And they had already said a couple of years ago pay-per-view was dead with piracy and everything, right? So what the hell is really going on? Talk to me, people. Talk to me. If you are signed up for DAZN, you're paying enough right there. The best thing they did was add more cards to the calendar year, which now, like I've said on one of my broadcasts weeks back, I said at least there's so much boxing that you're going to miss some. They got it on like that. But making pay-per-view out of what's not. Wardley challenging Parker, that's not a pay-per-view fight. Hell, on most events, that's a damn co-main or undercard fight. Am I right? Am I telling the truth? How in the hell are they pay-per-view? Joseph Parker? You really want to pay-per-view to see Joseph Parker? And most people, unless you're a real follower of the sport of boxing, don't know who Fabio Wardley is. Let me fix that, Drew. Give me a second. I got to refresh it. Okay, Drew, it's good now. I had to refresh it. Sorry about that, brother. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. This is like, you know what? It reminds me of what they're trying to do with this digital ID and stuff like that. They're forcing people into a corner, and you only got to do that to be a part of things. Okay, we got my brother Drew Titan in the building. What's going on with you, brother? Good morning to you.
Good morning, brother. Is it too noisy where I'm at?
No, I'm just turning the music off in the backdrop here so people can hear you clearer. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in between exercise. I just want to call in real quick. First of all, you had people screaming. They had you on speaker. And when you said see me after class, man, that was mad funny. You said see me after class. I was like, yo, what are you listening to? I said, bro, I had to explain it, but it was just so funny, man. Shout out to Eric Jackson, man. He's always supporting, man. Salute, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, Eric Jordan. I said Jackson, Eric Jordan. It's the Eric Jackson that I work with. Salute to Eric Jordan. Salute to you, good brother.
Yeah, salute to Eric.
Anyway,
He's a supporter, man.
Absolutely. Anyway, it didn't dawn on me that now that they've gotten into the business where Turkey just didn't care. He was just slinging money around. You hired the services. It's like he did this to get the attention of us, and we accredited him for that. But now he's brought in the suits, as we call it.
Right.
The suits. He brought in the suits. And now the suits ain't going to do what Turkey does because they're trying to make money at it.
Right.
And now it's literally a business. And now where we could have gotten free fights, just if you have a DAZN subscription, you know, the Fabio Wardley versus Parker, which is the fight I'm very interested in. And, of course, the Haney fight, I'm very interested in that. Now they're going to charge us again. This brings me back to why, you know, my dad was always annoyed. If y'all remember, because, you know, we're going to show our age a little bit, home box office, as y'all know it as HBO, that was a paid subscription, and it was unique to us in the 80s because you got to watch movies, R-rated movies, uninterrupted. You know, they come out of the movie theater, and the next year they're on home box office, or there was another thing that we had out in New York. I don't know if they had in Chicago. It was called WHT. That was their rival. And you watch unedited movies with cursing and screaming, but you paid for that. So on top of your regular channels, you paid for that subscription. And the key was they also aired boxing. And my father was like, man, that was the pay-per-view right there because they latched on to home box office and we was watching these fights. Now, later on, I remember when pay-per-views was 1999.
Right.
I remember paying 1999 for a Don King event.
Right.
And you got a stacked card, man.
Right.
Those Don King events were stacked.
Right.
There was like about maybe 6 fights on there, and they were all lightweight, featherweight, middleweight, junior. It was everywhere. So now it's like, you know, I already paid. The only reason why I got DAZN was for boxing.
Right.
Because I'm a supporter of the sport. The only reason, Stormy, you and I are the guys when, like right now, the WBC has a tournament on.
Right.
I'm on YouTube. I don't know any of those guys, but I'm on there watching it. Because the next star might be there. And we can say, hey, man, I remember this guy was fighting on Pro Box, or this guy was fighting on the WBC tournament. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. But what they're doing now is on top of the subscription, they want to charge the American public $60 to watch these fights. Now, the average person, and I'm saying average, I'm talking about the airheaded American boxing fans, they're not going to buy. They don't know who the hell the goddamn Fabio Wardley is. They don't know who he is. They don't know that he's an up-and-coming, you know, some people are saying that this might be a step up too fast for him, but to me, it's the right time. You know what I'm saying? But they're not interested like how we're interested. But why are you charging people $60 for that? What else is on that card? I don't even know who's on that card. I don't even know. You know what I mean? It's like more of the same.
Yeah, and like I said, just before you called, or probably while you were trying to call, before I had to refresh the lines, I was saying that Parker and Wardley is not even a pay-per-view worthy card. Those two guys are co-mains, if not undercard fighters at the best. How are they pay-per-view? And when I looked on their card on BoxRec, who's supposed to be on the undercard, I don't know anybody.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, do you know anybody on that card?
No, it's like
fighters, right?
Yeah, it's exactly, and that's an insult to us because what we're trying to do is support the sport, but when you get this kind of deal, it really speaks to your intelligence, right? It's like you're just gonna force me because I support the sport of boxing to pay for something that's not worthy to pay for. I mean, come on. That's like putting bad groceries in the store and saying you gotta buy it because it's on the shelf. No.
Unbelievable. It's like you go.
I just pulled it up here on my box rec here on the page of box rec. They are the main event. Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley. Check these fights on the undercard out. Stop me when you notice a name. You're probably not going to stop me at all. So I'll read about 4 fights under them. Mm-hmm. Possible co-main is Lewis Edmondson against Ezra Taylor. Jurgen Udejai against Rolly Lambert Fogum. Danny Quartermain.
Jurgen?
Yep. Juergen. Jurgen. Yep.
Like the lotion.
Yeah. Danny Quartermain. I guess that's the son of Alex Quartermain. Against Royston Barney Smith. Mitchell Smith against Arnie Dawson. Tony Curtis against To Be Announced. What? You see what I'm saying?
What?
How is this pay-per-view worthy, bro? How?
I don't know, man. Can we get a UK fan, ear hustling, if you bring me up on game on who these guys are? Because I seriously don't know them. And I watch the sport. I don't know who you mentioned. I don't know anybody.
I don't know them.
I might not even know them by face.
I don't know them. And you know I watch a lot of the fighters from different parts of the world. Yeah. I don't know anybody on that undercard. I just know Joseph Parker and Fabio Wardley. That's all who I know, bro.
They could put Josh Padley on there?
Huh?
They could put Josh Padley on there?
No.
One name we know?
No. You know, he just fought.
Damn.
He just fought like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Josh Padley. He just fought.
Good. Give him a ham and egg. Give him a filler fight. Why not? Because I don't know anybody on that card, bro.
Listen,
right.
Jonathan Simon wrote in the chat, Stormy and Drew, that December 27th card with Inoue is pay-per-view as well. I'm like, what?
What? What? How?
That's telling
you,
dude,
man.
this is bad, which is why I brought it as a topic for today's show, because I'm like, when I heard that, I'm like, okay, I'll just bring it up on air when we go for the answering the bell. But I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this. Turkey done did the ultimate screw over of the fans. He really has. And if anybody wants to take this light, let me just say it this way simply for people to understand. If I'm telling you he fucking you over, please believe me. Because I am not one of these guys. I don't wash left and right like,
right.
blowing with the wind. I had given him his flowers for some of the things he had done positively, even when some people were saying right off the back they didn't like what he was doing or whatever. But no, he did do some things. But now, because I've allowed things to get to where they have happened to be and just observed as well as, be dialed in, I could see the entire play was bigger than him. It was to trick the public, just like they're trying to trick you right now with this digital ID stuff. Because the digital ID is going to be something that imposes itself on your personal lives. And you need to know that going in. You don't have to be accepting of something that they're trying to push on you.
That's right.
That damn guy that led the parliament over there in the UK who said that you won't be able to work a job in the UK unless you have it. I guess the UK gonna shut down if the people don't get it, right?
That's right. The people of the power, they gotta wake up. The way we protest this is don't buy the product.
There you go.
Show them that we need business.
And this part about what I'm saying about it too, Drew, is this. In chat, he told us there would be no pay-per-view. He told us that the Riyadh season events are not going to be pay-per-view. He just said that a couple of months ago. And when the Benavidez yard card with Norman Jr. and Haney was announced, they had press conference and everything. It did not say pay-per-view. Now all of a sudden it is. And the damn event is next month. A month from now. A month from today. So what that means is this, and I'm trying to stress this to the chat, anybody listening, anybody that's out there is a content creator and you happen to be listening and you don't want to support, you could go make your own damn videos and just say it simply to your followers or whatever that this whole thing, he's lying to you and he can change it at any given time. They're getting ready to change the packages of the zone. Meaning like right now, they're doing over 200 fights a year. That means that you might get 50 fights a year free. And you can't get the rest of it unless you get the higher package that includes pay-per-view. That doesn't mean that the other 150 gonna be pay-per-view. It just means that you're going to lose out on the viewing of boxing if you don't go for the package that they have that includes pay-per-view. It's a monopoly. It's a manipulation. And it's a manipulation of your wallet because a lot of what they're going to put on pay-per-view is not pay-per-view worthy. I just pointed out the damn fight with Parker versus Wardley. That is not a fucking pay-per-view fight. And Junior the Truth, shout out to him. He just said on one of his lives recently, within the past couple of days, he said that what's really goofy is they seemingly are trying to fund paying fighters on pay-per-view money. And you can't guarantee that because there are audiences that are just not going to buy it. They're going to stream it. They're going to, do whatever they can to get around it or just not support it overall. And that's kind of like what PBC has been doing. But Turkey, who has the money, is now trying to get your pay-per-view money. He ain't trying to recoup his money. He's trying to get these suits involved now. And when the suits are involved, corruption exists.
I want people to understand. You're seeing why it's a double-edged sword. We always said one face, one name, but the problem with one face, one name is that when you have one face, one name, not all the sanctioning bodies saw value in the person that would wave that banner, which is why they prevented Deontay Wilder from being successful. And as loud as it's heard, they didn't want AJ being that guy either because he's black. Right? So now, the problem is this. The only thing that will stop this, because we said, hey, man, Turkey's good. We want Turkey. We want Turkey. This is the flip side. Because he hired the services of a guy like Dana White and this other dude from the WWE. Those are businessmen. And they're going to make money. And they're going to do what's best for their bottom line. So now you're going to have one face, one name. Let's say they do away with the four sanctioning bodies. On one aspect, we'll be like, well, that's good because we wasn't getting what we wanted anyway, but then we'll be left with this crap. And it'll be the same old thing. And what it'll be called? Business as usual. You're still going to have guys who are super duper talented, but if they don't think they're going to wave that banner and they're not the popular face where they can make money, they ain't going to do it. You won't have an organic sport. So here we go again with this crap. This will be fine if Dana White wasn't involved.
That's why a
If
fighter
ain't nobody
like
gonna
Bud,
stand off, man.
that's why a fighter like Bud, with what he just accomplished, he should walk away right now. He should walk
Yeah, I don't
away.
want him to come back. Don't even go to 160, man. Don't give him a chance to do something to you, man.
Yep.
Get out.
Just walk away because
Get out,
they getting
brother.
ready. They getting ready to really turn this soil over and put a lot of manure on top. This is exactly what's happening, bro.
Yep.
And this damn turkey,
Get out,
bro.
but stay gone.
When I heard that this is going down and that
Mm-hmm.
that there will be, fights on pay-per-view on the zone, and you'll have to order a different package, which means you got to pay more. And of course, because it's the zone, they're going to really jack that price up. I don't know what it's going to be right now. I haven't been told, haven't heard, but I know it's going to be a lot. And dude, in this economy, people don't have money like that.
That's right.
People barely can tune in to what they can. And you're still trying to scrape every damn dollar out of these people's pockets and everything. Some of us work an honest living. And we have a lot of responsibility. You're talking about entertainment. For fucking entertainment, it is not over taking care of your family and your household. It's like you can't take a family of 4 to an NBA game without spending damn near $1,000. It's fucking ridiculous.
You can't go to the movies. I remember, again, we saw in our age storm. You remember when the movie theater, if you took a young lady out, you wouldn't spend no more than maybe $25, man. That's the movie, popcorn, drinks. You have a good time. That's like $25. It's that. Now, it's like $50. And if you got the wrong one, you're going to want a 5-star meal after that, but that's something else. It's called inflation, ladies and gentlemen. And sometimes we got to take a stand. Sometimes we absolutely have to take a stand and just say, you know what, enough's enough, man. We ain't paying for this. Ain't no way. And I say this respectfully to the fighters going in there risking their lives. That's your choice, but you need to understand we're the ones that pay your bills. And this is our leisure money. I shouldn't have to, in this economy, say, man, if I buy that Wardley fight on that date, I don't know. That's the difference between ramen noodles and an official dinner for my family. Cats is living like that. Job stands for just over broke. I mean, you're working, but it's like, man, I want to do something with my money. Do I buy the Savio Wardley fight? Or, get pizza that night for the family? I got to make a decision.
Dude, that's like...
You can't bleed these people.
Yeah, that's like with Mel Charlo coming out talking about, he'll get in there with Boots, but they're gonna have to up it up to about 10 million or so, whatever. I'm like, are you really serious, bro? You're talking like that. But see, I understand what you did when you went up there to fight Canelo. Okay? And you've been gone for 2 years, over 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at you and you got the damn camera all close up in your face and everything, yeah, your teeth look nice, Mel Charlo. You got the whole mouth done. That's great because you got the money to do that. But I'm going to tell you something, son, and this is from life experience. The sport has passed your ass by. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And so now you want to get in there, but you're trying to name your price. Brother, you don't have a price. You sold that out to Canelo Alvarez. Go sit the fuck down somewhere.
Yeah, it's over for him.
And see, these are the kind of things that people need to pay attention to. Because he's the one that did that. He brought that on himself. Huh?
Yep.
He brought that on himself.
Yep.
He had a badge of honor. He had a status and stake in the sport where it had him on top and everything centered around him. He sold that away.
He made his money.
Yeah.
Up to the sunset. That's what he wanted.
And so it doesn't really even make much sense anymore to even listen to anything that he has to say.
Right. Down with it. Well, Stormy, I got a boogie. I got to finish this workout. Salute to you. And see you later.
All right, bro. I appreciate you calling in, man. Take it easy.
Absolutely. Yes,
all right.
sir.
Peace. Yeah. Yeah. Salute to the Druth for calling in. Appreciate that, man. Lines are still open. If we could take another call, that'd be great. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. But yeah, that whole thing with Maul Charlo, and don't forget this part that he said these things.
Shut up. Take a little bit less money. Be quiet.
See? Yeah, Tay, and that's very unfortunate, you know. And you live alone. There's a lot of people out here in situations like yourself, or even more unfortunate situations. And this just it speaks of what they're trying to do to us. And we should talk about it. It should be dialogue, you know. How many people have you heard speaking on this thus far? Probably not too many. Many people may not be aware yet, though. That doesn't mean that I'm the only one. It just means that people haven't got a chance to get to it and whatnot. But hey, this is not cool at all. Yeah, Jose, I didn't say what I said about Bud retiring and walking away because of the fear of him losing. He's a competitive person. I said for these sharks that are out here trying to take away and make money off of his circumstance. The man fought long and worked hard to achieve the level of success where he finds himself. And he deserves to be able to enjoy the revels of his success. But they don't want you to do that. See, they want you to get right back in the fire and go in against heavy, threatening type circumstances and everything, against all odds and all of that. Because at the end of the day, they don't want to see the success on you. They don't want you to wear that cloak. They want you to wear the cloak of having been tattered and torn and beaten down and so forth. That's what they want. Now, their heroes, oh, they can ride off into the sunset. They can pick and choose their fruit along the path, and they can have the revels, and they can have the spoils, and they can enjoy the successes. And you better not say nothing about them, because you're a racist. See how they flip the script? I'm telling you guys, this is what it is. So lines are open, you guys. Somebody call in. Let's talk about it. Okay, we got 951 in the building. Welcome to the show. Who's calling? What's on your mind?
Well, I'm still saying there, EJ.
EJ, what's happening with you, bro?
Not much. Yeah, I did see a few. I saw the Layla Ali interview video. Man, she was cooking big time on her breastships, and her receipts is impeccable. And not that. Then I did see like I think it was definitely a business. They're talking about Bruce is called out for Crawford to fight him at 154. But I do respect the fact that he declined the fight, and I mean he's looking more for retirement. I know he got some more fights in him, but I mean if he retires now, I can't really blame him. You get the same thing.
You talking about Charlo?
So, I heard that Bruce was calling out Bud again, pretty much.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you this about that. And Eddie Hearn is trying to use Crawford's name, just like when he was promoting AJ, he would use Wilder's name. Never had any intention of putting them in the ring together. Although the fact that because we got Bud being a guy who is not he won't run away from anyone. But Boots had a chance to face Crawford already, and he shunned that. But see, Hearn, what all that is what I said it was just a moment ago. When Canelo had those belts, and he was walking around like the prince of the silk pajamas, right? He was doing that. They weren't making him face who he should have been fighting. He should have been fighting guys like Benavidez or Morrell or Mbili and those men. They were right there, right? Nobody said a damn thing for Canelo to face his contemporaries and the opposition that was right there. Bud beats him. They start calling for Benavidez, who has left the division over a year ago and is on a different career trajectory now. They're calling for him to come back down to 168. Can you still make 168? If you were offered so much dollars, would you still come? All of that, because they want to now throw daggers at the success that Bud had. Remember, going into the Bud and Canelo fight, nobody gave him a chance. Oh, there's weight classes for a reason. You know, nobody's ever gone from being a lightweight all the way up and beat a 168-pounder and blah, 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 blah. They had all of these things. They even had that guy Joel Diaz, the trainer, saying that if you thought that Bud could win that fight, you're stupid. Huh? Now all of them have to reshuffle their words. So what's the best way to come out on top and look better again? Well, let's see Bud try to do this. Let's see him try to do that. Let's see him go back down in weight. Let's see him drop down to here. Let's see him drop down to there. It's like, oh, he got to do all of this? But you said he couldn't do what he did. So which is it? And Boots, who ain't won a damn title yet at 154, they've already knighted him as the man of the division. When there are guys out there battle tested, titles have been passed amongst them that he ain't even faced. And Hearn ain't mentioned one of their names. I wonder why. Because he happens to be in a division now where one slip on the banana peel and that's all she wrote. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So what is Hearn supposed to do? Run his mouth, which is what he's doing. But if Lima wasn't that good, why did you guys fight him? If Boots was so much superior, why didn't you make a contracted offer to one of the other contenders in that division and make it worth their while by sweetening the pot? The money is there. But see, these are the manipulative games that they play because they don't want to upset their own cart. And they'll talk this way to you. Remember, Blue Blood got a video that he did where he's talking to Eddie Hearn. This was way back when they were talking about Joshua and Wilder. And he was saying like, hey, we just need to see proof of funds that Wilder has the money to, that he said he could put up. And he's just a guy from Alabama. Nobody knows him. That's what he said at that time. Then 2 weeks later, Blue sees him again in another interview and says, well, you said that Wilder need to show proof of funds and, he's been able to prove this or that. And he's like, oh, I never said he need to show me proof of funds. And Drew Titan plays the video all the time. It was like 2 weeks in between conversation, talking to the same guy, Hearn talking to Blue Blood, and and Drew's video is hilarious because it's showing all of our reactions to what he's saying. He straight up blatantly lied. And instead of saying like, well, we're trying to build the fight or whatever, this or that, he just said, oh, I didn't say those things. You freaking liar. Get the hell out of here. Now, this guy that I got his picture on the screen today, he's a liar too. And he's a stinky liar. A real, I really want to say more words, but I'll be measured in this particular moment because what he has done is really foul. Really foul. And he getting people getting ready to try to have to make them pay for stuff that they didn't have to pay for initially. And he's a scumbag, this guy here.
I'm a little disappointed. Thank you for that shit. Yeah. And I was question, how much are you trying to charge on the premium one for this online?
What was that?
How much are they charging more for the premium one for this online?
I haven't looked into the pricing yet, but it's definitely going to change. That's what was announced, that there's going to be a different package now, that pay-per-view is going to be added. This man said that there would not be any more pay-per-view, especially the Riyadh season events. That's what he said like 2 months ago. And then he comes back this week and they're saying that Benavidez and Yard with Norman Jr. and Haney as the co-main is now pay-per-view. $59. Why? Why?
That is a good question.
What changed in 2 months' time? And they're fighting in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. See, there's certain things, man, you just shouldn't be accepting of. Yo, I'm back, you guys. Yeah, but that's what they do to me. They take me down. We must be talking about something that they don't like, right? That's obvious. Yeah, that's what they do. You got guys out here that be saying all kinds of stuff and talking any kind of way for hours on end, and they can run multiple hour streams. They don't do that. But look at what they did to me, in the midst of a conversation about them and what they do. That's what they do. Yeah. But it is what it is, huh? It is what it is. I apologize for that, EJ. We had a conversation going, but the lines are still open. Yeah. So. Okay, we got 662 in the building. Welcome to the show. Who's calling and what's on your mind?
What's going on, Storm? This is OG Mr. Monk.
Yo, what's happening with you, brother? How you feel this morning?
Oh, I can't call it, man. Everything is well.
That's all good.
I wanted to speak on your topic with as far as Turkey is concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, he's shooting himself in the foot because even though he's made some big fights, he still hasn't earned the loyalty of the boxing fans.
Right.
So he already had a ton of boxing fans that didn't believe in him anyway.
Right.
So what he's doing, in my opinion, is poisoning his platform. Now, maybe if he had stuck with what he was doing for another 3 years, and then tried to sneak pay-per-views back in there,
right?
You know, perhaps people would have went for it.
Right.
But for him to be doing what he's doing, and then all of a sudden he want to go back to pay-per-view. I mean, people are already streaming as it is. I know I am. If it's something that I don't think is worthy of a pay-per-view, I'm not gonna pay for it. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, Devin Haney and guys like that, I'm a huge fan of, and I always said that I would pay for any pay-per-view that he was on. But I mean, that's what we wasn't expecting that. I have a subscription to DAZN, and the only reason I subscribed to it was, for the boxing. But Turkey basically led us on.
Yeah,
and
I
think we were.
Yeah, and I agree with you. No. I don't mean to interrupt you, but just kind of co-sign what you're saying, because it was just a couple of months ago that he told us that the Riyadh season events were not going to be on pay-per-view. And when the Benavidez Yard fight was announced, and they said that they were putting Norman Jr. and Haney on as the co-main, there was no pay-per-view attached to that. It's a Riyadh season event, and we were being led to believe like, oh wow, we're gonna really get a humdinger of a fight card on, in November. That's at the end of the year. That's great, right? And here it is, just a couple months later. Not only have they moved it to a pay-per-view event, but they're talking about changing the DAZN package that you order boxing through DAZN on, and they're putting it in a different bracket where you're going to pay more. And in order to get the pay-per-view fights, you have to have that package. So it's like you don't know how much of the boxing they're going to take off of the package that is not the pay-per-view package, if any or all, and they're just freaking lying to us. They're telling us something today, and then tomorrow, if they decide to change their socks, that's what they're going to do. And there's nothing we can do about it. That's not good business at all, brother. It's not. And that's why I brought it up in today's platform, because many people don't know this. And I just heard about it over the past 48 hours. So it's like, that's not a cool thing at all. Not at all. And people work hard for their money, man. It's like this is just a way to be real disrespectful to loyalists to the sport of boxing. And that's why I also said early in this conversation that some of the fighters who fight on these events, they need to speak up now. They need to say something, because we support them. And it's like, man, you can't just keep robbing our fan base. What do you think is going to happen if the NBA, the NFL, or Major League Baseball, any of the major sports, if they just keep raising the prices through the roof, where the common family can't go to a game or whatever at all? Dude, they're going to have to find ways to make things better for them, right? For the attendance.
Right. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. And another thing, I know y'all spoke a little bit about, Bud Crawford a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. Now, I hope Bud understand that, the Turkey is not impressed by what he's accomplished. Now he's just trying to find somebody to beat him.
Right. That's it. And there's no thing of like, oh, we admire you being a great champion or whatever. No, dude, they're trying to line up anyone and everyone that they can to try to snatch the glory off of that man's accomplishments. And that's why I continue to sing the praise of his accomplishments. It's not that Bud is such a great fighter that I don't think nobody measures up to him. No, you see what I'm doing. I'm saying it the correct way, because that's how we need to be down for ours, because they're down for theirs like that. I just spoke about that when Canelo had those belts in that position, they were letting him walk around like he wanted to, fight whomever he wanted to, and damn the guys who he should have been in the ring against. Morrell, Benavidez, Mbili. All of those guys, they were supposed to get fights with him. Instead, you saw Munguia and Berlanga and fucking John Ryder and bullshit like that. That's what the hell? You know what I mean? Now, all of a sudden, they clamoring for Benavidez for Bud because Bud beat Canelo, but you wasn't clamoring for Benavidez versus Canelo when he was right there as his number one contender for over 5 years. But you want him, since he done moved on to a higher weight division. Oh, can you come back down and fight Bud? He's like, well, I'll let Bud do his thing. It's like, no, well, what if they offer you X amount of money? It's like they trying to throw whatever to the wall that'll stick to get him to do it, because they just want to see Bud beaten. Nobody wants to say, wow, Bud is a hell of a fighter. He's the fighter of this generation. They don't want that. They want to see him on the canvas, knocked out. They want to see him get cheated in a decision. They want to see him beaten up. They want anything that they can relish for him that's negative to wipe away what he has achieved. But guess what? You can't wipe away what he's achieved, because he's in the fucking history books. And he earned it through blood, sweat, and tears. And they tried to keep him on the outside. They tried to give him the long route. And he waited and bided his time. And he still came out successful. And you got these coons out here that don't want to say it for what it is. Oh, yeah, I think Bud should fight Benavidez too. Oh, yeah, I think Zanabek should fight him. And this and that. It's like, you don't even know who the fuck Zanabek is. I've done more talking about Zanabek on my channel than any of these fucking fools out here. And they're out here saying stupid shit like that because they want to see Bud fall. They want to see him down. But it's too late for that. He's going to stand tall because of what he's accomplished. His merit and his work habits and ethics have achieved legendary status. And that's where he is. You cannot take that away from him. You cannot. That's why I said even now, because of what Turkey is doing and switching things up, I said Bud should just go ahead and walk away right now. You know why? Because if he hangs around, what they're going to do is it's going to be a concerted effort by multiple sides of people that he's going to have to go up against now. You see, remember going into the fight against Canelo, they were so confident that he just couldn't beat Canelo because he wasn't big enough. And that was their thing. They said that. They said there's weight classes for a reason. Remember everybody singing that? And I said, when you have a quality fighter, it's not about the size of the fighter in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the fighter. I've been saying that for years. These fucking idiot people out here don't listen, but they'll watch me and they'll hear me and they'll steal talking points from me and everything, but they have no way to pair what I'm saying to the ideology because they can't see what I see. They don't know what I know because my shit ain't scratching the surface. What I say has depth to it. We could go through the pages of my explanations for why I say what I say, and I have history that I can bring forth to show it to everybody. You understand? So it's not just me talking out the side of my butt. It's me telling you what really is. How many times did they say that Evander Holyfield couldn't beat this one, that one, and the next one? And he became the best heavyweight of his era. Not Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson decided to spend his behind bars. Huh? And even when he came out, Evander had something for his ass too. So it's like you have to know what you're looking at. And a lot of them don't. And so because they don't, they'll listen to these people. They got real large channels and they got all these followers and everything. This is not about a fucking popularity contest. This is an intellectual situation and circumstance. And guess what? There's more flunk outs than graduates, huh? Yeah.
And at this point, Stormy, I would never bet at this point. I would never bet against Bud Crawford. But Turkey gonna offer that bag to David Benavidez. Can't nobody convince me that he's not gonna offer that bag to David Benavidez to try to get Bud Crawford beat. Because I don't think nobody else can beat him.
No, this is the thing. Benavidez has already said, OG.
He should walk away.
Benavidez has already said he's going after Bivol, Better Beef, and if he gets the opportunity to be successful there, he wants to go after Zerto. He's got his own game plan mapped out. You know why? Because they showed him with Canelo. They let Canelo do everything that he wanted to do, and he was like, you know what? Okay, well, forget it. I'm going to move on. And he has done that. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and this is a very important aspect of what I'm saying here, OG. Benavidez is a Mexican fighter himself. He's not going to say certain things publicly. He's not. Because he'll be lauded by his own people. But understand how he moves. When he's moving like a man of dignity, give him the respect, because you don't need to make him try to put his own people down for not behaving like they behave. You understand? Give him the respect and the dignity that goes with how he's walking because of his, the way he's carrying himself. That's an admirable trait and quality. See, like what we saw with Layla Ali the other day with that video that she released. She was all class in that video. All class, whether you liked it or not. But there's no need to try to tear her down or to make her something that she's not, or put her in a place where she doesn't belong because you might be disagreeable. But you could be disagreeable just for the sake of that. But she came with receipts, brother. And that's the thing. The truth, crushed to the earth, shall always rise. And that's how she carried herself. And that's why it's to be respected. Anything outside of that needs to be rejected.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that's all I had, Stormy, man. I just wanted to call in, man, and chop it up with you real quick, man. That's my pleasure, bro.
Well, it's my pleasure as well. It's always good to hear from you, OG. But let me say this before you go. You are very much right on the spot yourself with the things that, you know, how they're trying to come at Bud and everything. But please try to see it from what I'm talking about, that with what he's accomplished, the only thing they want now is to see him marred, to see a spot or a blemish, or to see. That's what they don't want that for us, bro. They don't want the success.
Right.
They don't want the perseverance. They don't want to open up the history books and just see our smiling faces there. They don't want that. Why do you think that Alexander Usyk is the undisputed heavyweight champion right now? I'm asking you, directly. Why do you think he is?
Why do I think he is?
Yeah.
Because they want him to be.
Right. Now, think about it. Just a few months ago, didn't they say something about because Joseph Parker was trying to push for a fight because he's the WBO #1 contender. And Usyk had put in something with the sanctioning bodies to tell them, hey, I'm having some kind of shoulder issues or whatever that I got to, get checked through with my doctor and everything, before I fight again. And so they were like, okay, cool. But then he showed up on some show and he was dancing it up and doing all these moves and moving his arms all in the air and stuff. And he was, because Usyk dances. So he's doing all this stuff and people begin to say, wait a minute.
Yes, sir.
Is he really hurt? Or what's really going on here? And so, somebody said, hey, we want a proof of him having an injury now. Show us what's going on or whatever. But see, he could get away with that because he got the complexion for the protection. If that would have been AJ, Dubois, or anyone else, they would have been stripping the belt, stripping it without any, discussion or anything. But you see, this is what I'm talking about. They got a different set of rules for them folks. But then when it comes down to our guys, we got to walk a certain line. It's really that cut and dried. And it shouldn't be that way, but it is. And it's very unfortunate. Now these people done took all my viewers away, man. It says I have no current viewers right now. Now it says 5. They took all my viewers away. Because I'm talking what I'm talking about. You see?
Yeah, wow.
I haven't done a live stream in years where it tells me that I got nobody watching me, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
I got to go, OG, man. I'll holler at y'all later on, man.
Okay, man. You take it easy, and I appreciate you calling, man. So happy to hear from you. Take care, bro.
Likewise.
All right.
Likewise.
Peace to you. All right. That's the OG Mr. Mont, man. They have knocked all my damn viewers off to 0 viewers. That's fucking ridiculous. I have never been on a live where they've taken me from where I had 20-something people, 30 people watching, and then it drops down to 0. and I got over 90 something views. You know, it's ridiculous. But this is what they do, man. This is what they do. And you guys know I'm not lying. I've been bringing the truth and facts, and it has been what it is. Yeah, it says 9 right now, Javon. It's like, you know, this, but this is what they do, man. This is how they play with you out here. And there's got to be somebody that's out there that they against what I'm saying, but they not out here against these people with these political platforms and all of that kind of stuff. We're talking about the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing. Really? Really? Freaking ridiculous, man. Everything that I said, man, has facts attached to it. I'm not out here to mislead the people. I'm not out here to pull someone down a dark path or anything like that, man. This is the real deal, you know? The real deal. No more, no less. The line is still open if someone would like to call in. If not, I could get ready to wrap things up. Mac, it is Mac. What's good? Why don't you give me a buzz, man? Let me hear what's on your mind. Jose Diaz says, Stormy, it's lunchtime. I'll keep on listening. Listen, it's lunchtime for me too. Shit, you know. But I'm on here talking to y'all. Shoot, man. Think I ain't ready to eat? Okay, we got 706 in the building. Welcome to the show. Who's calling? What's on your mind?
They King Bonnie, man, or J.O. Bonnie, whatever, man. But,
yeah, King Bonnie, what's happening?
I really ain't got nothing to say. Yeah, I really ain't got nothing to say, man. But I want to kind of ask questions, like ask about that price change on the zone thing or whatever Turkey got going on.
Yeah. Like,
do you believe that got to do it like Dana White getting in his ear, like kind of let him know like how he do things with the UFC and trying to manipulate how he moves?
It's quite possible, man. It's quite possible. I don't know the extent of Macadus Mac was trying to call, but I received your call first, so he wrote it in the chat.
My bad.
No. Let me answer your question, and then he can call when we finish. I wouldn't doubt it that getting into bed with these suits, you know, that they've influenced him to go this route, even though he said other things out of his own mouth, which is very, you know, speaking with that forked tongue, you have to acknowledge that and you have to hold them accountable for that. That's why I've done what I've done today, speaking on it. Now, the other part is what the packages are going to be going forward hasn't really been announced. But just know that change is taking place. And it's taking place before the end of the year because guess what? He changed that damn Benavidez yard fight card to pay-per-view when originally it wasn't. So we don't know what this guy is going to do going forward. Just like he didn't change some of them people that work for Ring Magazine that he should have gotten rid of. Some of those biased, bigoted writers and people who have done the articles and stuff for that organization, he didn't get rid of them when he took over ownership. There's a few people that should have been gone, and they're still there. And them still being there, I haven't forgot who they are and what they do and what they've said. It tells me that Turkey either don't care or is misinformed or shares an allegiance to their position, which is why he's retained their services. And see, either of those is bad. Either. So, and it must be said. It must be said like it is. You look up now and you see Max Kellerman over there on Ring Magazine. What the fuck is he doing over there? Because you know what he has done. Didn't he not call Terrence Bud Crawford the villain going into the fight against Canelo? But he looks like a fucking hero to me. Yeah. Inspiring thousands and thousands of other people who support the sport, participate in the sport, and idolize and worship and want to one day be like him in the sport. That's kind of heroic to me. If anybody's a fucking villain, it's Max Kellerman. I'll say it when nobody else wants to say it. I'm sorry, go ahead. What'd you say, bro?
Oh, no, I'm just agreeing with you. I'm saying I think he's just a familiar boxing voice, man. They just kind of just went with him for that, but I'm not sure. I agree with you, what you're saying, though, yeah.
Yeah, we're familiar with his boxing voice because of the shit that comes out of it. You understand? That's what's familiar. Right. And see, you're supposed to want a clean house. You're supposed to want to clean up. You ain't supposed to bargain down, huh? No. And this is why I say what I say. Because people, listen, man. You can't go get in the shower and put on yesterday's underwear, huh? Right?
Right, you're right.
So what the fuck are they doing over there?
I'm not trying to make you lose train of thought. Real question, like, do you think, like, just to, I don't want to say play devil's advocate, but do you think he just bought, you know, the businesses just wholesale with everybody working there without putting a new staff in? He just bought it, like, I'm just buying the business and everybody that's built, y'all just come on with, y'all got a new owner. Instead of just being like, I'm going to buy the business and then restaff it with what I want in it. You know what I'm saying? You probably just bought it wholesale and was just like, I'm just gonna rock with it. And I just want to own it. And all that, just want my name on it.
Well, this is what I think. I think he happened to be a casual fan of the sport who has unbelievable amounts of money to invest and has done little to any research as to what the real problems of the sport are. Because I'm going to tell you something, brother, and chat that's listening. If he really wanted to be a czar for the sport of boxing, he could have funded a union for these men to be taken care of and to have health benefits and everything, and assigned a real committee that he pays on a payroll to ensure that that stabilizes so that fighters can be taken care of health-wise in the proper ways going forward. Now, that's something he could have funded blindly.
I wonder if somebody asked him that in an interview, how would he answer it? If he got any plans
Yeah,
on doing it?
yeah. But guess what? See, it takes a person like me to be able to sit in front of him and say those things. But guess what? They don't let a person like me. They won't even let my channel grow beyond 6,000 subs, bro. You know why? Because a lot of the stuff that I talk about here on this platform is the real shit, baby. You understand? And I ain't a person looking for money. I ain't a person looking for the popularity or whatever. Because I've always stated, I'm going to be looking to bring the most quality of content when I do what I do here. Now, it's not for everybody, but it's for the right body. And if the right ear hear what I got to say, that's all that matters to me. You understand? Because all that other stuff is just bullshit. I gave you, just in this short time of our conversation on this call, I gave you a couple of different analogies. They made you chuckle a little bit, but it gave you food for thought at the same time.
Right.
Especially about getting in the shower and then getting out and putting on yesterday's underwear. Well, that's what you see them doing, recycling all the bullshit that should have been filtered out. Why is it still there? Huh? You could put on a brand new pair of steppers, but you wearing the ones that's all run over and got holes in the soles. What, is something wrong with you? See? That's all I'm saying. It's like, and so Turkey needs somebody to speak to him like that. Cause see, he don't know what being hungry means. He doesn't know what being underprivileged and denied means, because he's lived a life of privilege. So the least you could try to do to make a connection to somebody is to have a conversation with somebody. See, it's unfortunate that Tank Davis, when he's offering up, hey, I got some money for you, come over here and fight Devin Haney or whatever. Instead of Tank Davis saying something about give me 2 Ferraris, he should just say, why don't you talk about, putting together a fighter union for us or something. See, that would have, you know why it would have hit? Because it would be coming from Tank. You understand? But we're so fucking ignorant. We're so fucking short-sighted and low-browed that all you see is the bag. But guess what? That people forget about the bag, brother. Bags can come with holes in them, can't they? And if your bag got a hole in it, what happens to the contents?
All right.
I rest my fucking case.
Quick question before I get off from him. Do you think it's the way that he get any good boxing brains around him, other than like promoters and people like that, who got ulterior motives? I'm talking about he got boxers, of course he can. So that's my own question. You're right. You're absolutely correct. He does need that. He got a lot of seasoned minds around. He got boxing. He got I'm guaranteed if he called on any Hall of Famers or anybody familiar or any previous boxers, anybody, they will be very happy to help him or assist him with getting that thing started. So, like, well, I already said, but he was thinking about getting that going too. So, yeah, man, he knows man. He needed to do that.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate because, like I said, you know how women be saying stuff like, oh, there's no good men out there. And men say same thing. Oh, I can't find a decent woman, right? It's like, okay, but you know why it's hard? Because there's so much bull crap in the way that you can't really see the goodness in somebody because you're dealing with all of the bad stuff all the time. You know, it's like, but if people could be more genuine and upfront and direct and things like that, then it could, I can make a good assessment of something, and now I know what I'm working with. That's the beginning of turning a corner, you know. But it's like many people are just content too. But you should never just be content. If you're content, you might as well be dead, huh? Because you should always want the best or want better than where you happen to be. That doesn't mean that you want to be better than someone else. It just means that you want better for yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm not, it's no good to talk to. I want Macadocious to get up, man, and really, get his time, get his little minutes off and all that.
Okay.
I appreciate your words. Yeah, I appreciate your words, Tony. I always did bless, man. I call back. I chop it over to you next time, dog.
Okay. All right, King Vonnie. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
All right.
Peace to you. Okay, Macadus Mac. Line is open again, bro, if you want to come on up. Okay, we got 818. Who's calling? What's on your mind? Welcome to the show.
Hey, this Macadocious Mac in the South, man.
Hey, man, what's good with you, bro?
Oh, man, nothing too much, man. Shit, blessed by the greatest, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, what I wanted to talk about, man, this is crazy, man. You hear me, Tony?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Oh, yeah, man. Now Turkey paid Crawford, what, $10 million? But they didn't even think that Crawford was going to beat him. Now, Crawford beat Canelo, the man won $100 million. Why not pay this man $100 million? You know, now everybody wants Benavidez to fight Crawford when Benavidez already said, man, he's 175. Now, from the beginning of the fight, it's like Turkey was kind of showing a little love to Crawford. But it was just like showing him love just to get him to the fight. But now that he overcame, now y'all don't like that. So now that's a problem now. And that's kind of funny now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, bro, y'all showed the man love in Saudi Arabia and everything. Mm-hmm. Everything was all beautiful. But now that not only he beat Canelo, the man styled on Canelo in front of everybody.
Yep.
That's kind of embarrassing. That's kind of embarrassing on Canelo. Not only embarrassing Canelo, that's embarrassing on y'all, Turkey, because y'all was all rocking with Canelo. Now, how do y'all feel now? Now this man asking for $100 million, bro. Now y'all don't want to pay this man. Y'all trying to find anybody that can fight this man, bro, to try to lose, bro. That's crazy, bro. And this is sick, bro. In boxing, this don't make no sense, man. Now another thing, Canelo got all the treatment in the world. So why Crawford can't get the same treatment that Canelo was getting?
You know, that's because of that complexion thing, bro. That's all that is.
Exactly.
That's all that is. When I was just talking with King Vonnie, and I said, why do you think? I was like, why do you think that Usyk is the undisputed heavyweight champion? We could have had an undisputed heavyweight champion when both Wilder and AJ had title belts. They wouldn't even make the guys fight. They wouldn't even host any type of events where the two would be in the same room. Do you find that weird? I've never seen through the history of the sport where the two most prominent fighters in the weight division, and let's just say it for what it is, because it was the heavyweights when you talked about Wilder and AJ, they were never at any events together. Never.
Nope.
They never, even when AJ came to fight in the U.S., where he ended up, it was originally supposed to be Big Baby Miller, but it ended up being Andy Ruiz Jr. Wilder wasn't in New York, and they didn't invite him. If they had invited him, I'm certain he would have considered going if he didn't have other plans or business. But see, that shows you. You know why? Because think about it like this, Brother Macadus Mac and chat. If you put the two of them in an environment together, between them, they are the undisputed champions of the world. AJ had 3 belts, Wilder had 1. Do you know what that energy and glory and presence looks like together in one environment? The 2 baddest men in the world, they wouldn't even give you that to see, to witness. Think about that, brother. Think about that.
We could have probably had a trilogy out of that.
Listen to what I just said. To see the 2 of them in a room together. That's heavyweight greatness right there. At the time when they had the belts, they were the 2 best. They never allowed you to even fucking see it. Because if you can see it, you will conceptualize it and you want to demand it. Do you hear what I'm saying to you, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Malcolm X once coined a phrase, you cannot be what you cannot see. Talking education-wise, talking about being prosperous enough to leave meager standings to become better outside of the community. If you can't envision it for yourself, then how do you know what type of goals to set for yourself to achieve? Well, didn't they have conferences, the sanctioning body conferences, Hall of Fame meetings, all of those stuff? And these 2 men, where's it a picture? Except for when they did the Day of Reckoning card. That was the first time we ever saw AJ and Wilder together at any point. And guess what? They were no longer the men who they were when they held the status that I'm speaking of.
Yep.
That's not by incident, bro. It's not. That's by design. Now, I just pointed something out to you that nobody else you would have had on these airwaves to ever say what I just said. So if you ever hear it repeated, you know where it came from originally.
Exactly.
Because I just made you aware of something that you may not have even thought of. But it's a fact. And we're way beyond it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember how you would always used to see Leonard, Hagler, Hearns, always some Duran in a venue together? They would be there, even if it was at another fighter's fights. They don't necessarily have to be sitting next to each other in a row, but they were all there, right?
Right.
Why you never saw AJ and Wilder together?
And you're right about that. We never see that.
That was by design. That was by design. And as soon as Tyson Fury got hold of a belt, Usyk defeats AJ, they make the fight between them 2 for undisputed. No restrictions whatsoever. Just boom, 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 boom. And guess what? And Champside pointed this out, and I will give him credit for it. Years ago, Tyson Fury did a press conference where he dressed up as Batman. And he jumped across the table and grabbed a guy like he was Batman and everything. And, took the guy down and had the people escort him out or whatever. Then he came back to the dais dressed in his regular clothes or whatever. But he was dressed up like Batman. Usyk did a situation where he was dressed up like the Joker. Now, the two scenarios were a couple of years apart, but Champside put it together. And he said, look, do y'all remember this? Tyson Fury was Batman. Usyk was the Joker. He's like, how much y'all want to believe and bet that they make the fight between Batman and the Joker? And they did. They did.
Right.
But Usyk beat Tyson Fury. And guess why? Because they held the fight in Riyadh season, Saudi Arabia, and Fury didn't have access to his little bags of tricks. So it was on the level. And they made sure it was over there because it was those same people who told Wilder what was done to him when he was in America.
Right.
So over there, they couldn't do to Usyk what they had did to Wilder. Now, I say all that to say this. They got their undisputed champion out of that, and it happened to be a Caucasian man. It might not necessarily be American, might not necessarily be a person from the UK, but he's a European champion from the Ukraine. Just like Klitschko, Vitaly, and Vladimir before him. And to them, that type of representation in the sport is enough. But is it enough for you to know that you're being excluded and kept on the outside? See, people need to really pay attention to what goes on around them. I'm saying things that nobody wants to talk about.
And you know what, Stormy? That makes what Turkey said sound like a bunch of bull when he said he wanted an American black champion.
Exactly.
That made it sound like a bunch of bull, man.
What American black champion is in a position to be a heavyweight champion now?
Exactly my point.
Yeah, exactly. So he could say things like that, and guess what that's supposed to do? Oh man, see, he supports the brothers and this and that. He ain't showing me that he's supporting any brothers, not having those freaking writers and everything that he got over at Ring Magazine still employed.
Yeah, man.
And then he done brought Max Kellerman back into the mix too. Man, if you don't get the hell out of here. And he got that guy over there with the taco hat wearing dude. Got him over there too. Shit biz. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the more I watch Turkey, man, the more I see his moves and his tactics, man. I ain't liking that, man.
Why do you think earlier in this conversation when I did the stream earlier, I was talking about there's some words, some choice words I have to describe him and what he is, but I'm refraining presently, but they will come. And they ain't going to be pretty. And they'll even probably try to give me a strike for it because he is a POS. And I'm telling you, I waited and I bide my time, and he has shown enough of his ass, that he probably don't even fucking wash. He's shown me enough of that I see exactly who and what he is. And he's a foe. He ain't no damn friend. He's a foe.
Yeah, man, very much. Very much, because you can sit back and watch him like you watch TV, man. You can see the little tactics. It's like when you watch a movie for the first time, man, you watch the movie, but the more you watch that same movie, you'll start seeing the little messed up parts in the movie. It's the same thing like him. You watched him from the beginning, everything was cool, but the more you start to watch him, you starting to see his little tactics and the moves and the stuff he does, man. And nah, that's not cool how you doing that. I don't like that.
Not at all.
I don't like that, bro. But I don't want to hold up, man. Shit, I just wanted to call in because I've been saying I was going to call in, man, about a damn near month ago, bro. I never had the chance to call in. So, man, I just wanted to call in, man, to get it in, man.
Okay, man.
Let somebody else call in, man. Shit, I'm gonna call back here next week. I'm gonna call in every week, man.
All right,
Call in
brother.
every week, bro.
All right, I
it,
appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, brother. You take it easy,
Yes,
okay?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace. Yeah. Before I move any further forward, I want to acknowledge a couple of we got a couple of PayPal donations. One from Universal Truth. We got Universal out there with the PayPal donation. He says, "Stay on them, Sensei. You know I'm doing my job, brother. You know I'm doing my job, Universal. Appreciate you and your donation." And Convos with Cam out there with a PayPal donation as well. Salute to you, Cam. I appreciate you as well. She says, "Peace and blessings to you. Church flow right now. We'll watch the replay." Okay. I got you. But thank you so much. Thank you. You see, this is what it is. It is. Yes, sir. Yeah, I enjoyed it too, Macadus Mac. I enjoyed the call as well. So, like Jericho says, buying his way in, he gonna change the game if he can. Yeah. He don't even want to change his nasty ass draws, but he want to come in there and invade our beloved sport of boxing. That dude can sit his ass down somewhere now, because I done seen what he's all about, and he can go to blazes, and he probably will. So, it is what it is. Yeah. But I'm going to get ready to wrap things up, family, because it has been past my time. Yeah. We do what we do, and that 2 hours, it go by fast, man. Especially when you're talking that good talk. When you're talking about the things that you should be talking about. And you know me, I've had to say something, and probably nobody was expecting me to break out on Turkey's ass today, but it is what it is, It is what it is. Somebody had to say it. Somebody had to come with it. Shoot. Bunch of foolishness with this dude, man. So, but yeah, we're going to get on up out of here, you guys. Appreciate that, Jonathan Simon. Appreciate it. Later tonight, it'll be the Strong House, Drew Titan. Don't miss that. He's going to have a lot to say about the Layla Ali, Clarissa Shields video that came out by Layla. And we'll catch you guys next Sunday on another Answering the Bell. So I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC. And we will catch you guys, Peace to everybody.
If Canelo was 100% confident in himself, I don't know why he wouldn't fight me, especially since, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, so he never got on steroids. You think he's on steroids? Of course. How does
You saw De La Hoya
how do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids? Right. You know what I mean? No, all those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
It's all gonna be the same.
I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. I hit Crawford, but no clean shots, like with all my power. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He knows how to move and everything.
a nice day. Look at Jessica. Jessica, what are you doing? You know you can't swim. Get away from the water, Jessica. Jessica, get away from the, oh my God. Somebody help Jessica, please. She can't swim. Go help the Jessica, run. Jessica, no. Oh my God. No, Jessica. No, the water is pulling her back in. Where's the lifeguard? Lifeguard, hurry up. You can't swim. Jessica, no. Lifeguard, please save her. Yes, do lifeguard. Save her, no. Please, Jessica. Oh, look, hey. That husband is coming. Oh, you want to get Hey, please, save her. Jessica, they're coming now. They're here. Jessica.